What's up, guys? Matt here from Chunky's Reviews. Excuse me, I'm a little sick. It's winter is coming, Jon Snow in Melbourne here, so it's pretty shitty weather and just general shitty vibe. But I'm back. I'm here to talk to you guys about E3. I don't know if you guys caught up on it, but I just want to make a little kind of review video on E3 and kind of just touch up on the biggest parts of every conference. Don't stress, it won't be too long. It won't be in depth. It'll be very simple. Kind of just run through the biggest parts of E3 that stood out to me, and I think will stand out to the general populace. This E3 in general was really cool. I think it was one of the best in years, to be honest. I think it was more focused on games. With that said, guys, let's give it a start. First up, Bethesda. Now, Bethesda kind of brought back games like Dishonored 2. I think Dishonored 2 they showed us a new trailer. I think it was more action-oriented. I don't know if that's going to take away from the stealth part of the game. But yeah, the new trailer they showed was pretty cool, but it was based around kind of more action. Prey actually got re-announced. I don't think it's Prey 2 anymore. I think Prey 2 has kind of been scrapped. I feel like this is going to be a reboot. Listen, if you've seen the trailer, all I can say is Groundhog Day. Like, what the fuck was going on there? I was actually quite confused. But I'm sure more's coming in the future, and I'm sure that'll be a great game. I think Prey 1 was actually a really cool game at the time. Didn't really get much recognition. But yeah, that was quite interesting. Quake Champions. Now, Quake Champions, I have no idea. I played Quake on the Nintendo 64 as a kid, so I haven't played Quake in ages. But this looks pretty cool. It looks like kind of an arena, kind of multiplayer-based shooter, like something along the lines of kind of Overwatch, something multiplayer-centric like that. But the big one, guys, and I think you all kind of know about this by now, is the Skyrim remaster. Now, if you look at the trailer, the remaster looks pretty damn good. I feel like it's actually almost going to be a kind of new game, a new experience. Yeah, check out that trailer. It looks absolutely fantastic. If you're a fan of Skyrim, you can't go wrong. If you want to get back into Skyrim, this is your opportunity. Yeah, so that was kind of the main things from Bethesda. A little wrap up there. Some good stuff. Next up, EA. Now, the two biggest things about EA is, give me one sec. Alrighty, three biggest things about EA. Titanfall 2. Now, Titanfall's back. The biggest kind of addition to this is the single-player mode. Everyone wanted a single-player mode in the first one. They kind of listened to the fans, and that's what they've given us. Check out that trailer. It's actually pretty cool. I think it's kind of very COD-centric. It feels like a COD of yesteryear. That's Black Ops kind of vibe. Give it a watch. Next up, Battlefield 1. Battlefield 1 got revealed about a month ago, I think. About a month ago, and it kind of blew people's minds, the fact that it was going back to World War I. And that's what they showed more of here. Just a new gameplay trailer, some gameplay footage of multiplayer deathmatch games. And it looks really cool. It looks like Battlefield in World War I. Kind of nothing I can say. If that's your up your alley, then go for it. Check all that stuff out. Another big one here is FIFA 17 is getting a story mode. Now, this story mode is going to be based around a single player called Alex Hunter, who's going to join the EPL. I think that's a cool addition to FIFA. Look, I'm not a massive FIFA fan. I tend to get FIFA every kind of 2 years, just because it doesn't feel new enough for me to justify like $100. But yeah, this actually looks quite interesting. I did like the story mode from NBA 2K16, so I might give this one a try. That's it for EA, by the way, guys. Nothing really too big, but important nonetheless. Next up, UBISOFT. Now, UBISOFT brought back a lot of what we have seen and a couple of what we haven't seen. So what we have seen is Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon. They showed us a new gameplay trailer of kind of invading like a little compound. It was really interesting. It showed how team dynamics can work, how teams get broken up, come back together. It really enforces communication and tactics, and I thought that was pretty cool. It's kind of Ghost Recon in an open world setting. It should be interesting. Watch Dogs 2 new gameplay trailer got revealed. I think it's just more of what we expected, to be honest. I'm not saying Watch Dogs is going to be bad in any way. I actually quite enjoyed the first one. I didn't think it was as bad as everyone said it is, and it fell to the hype. And I hope this doesn't. I hope this doesn't really come down to that same kind of aspect where everyone's going to hype the shit out of it, and we're not going to enjoy it based on that aspect. But it looks really cool. A lot of new ideas. It's kind of just reinforcing hacking and trying to get us to really, open up avenues to hack every single fucking thing that you see. It's really cool. It kind of enforces that instead of just pure gunplay, which is really interesting. I think it was a different kind of trailer, and I'd say check that out. The one I didn't get Excuse me, guys, a bit sick here. The one I didn't get was Steep. I watched it and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. It's an open world action sports game. I watched like the whole 10-minute gameplay video and I still didn't get it. But it looks interesting to say the least. That's all I'm going to say about that one. It's something new. I don't think we don't really get those kind of games to be open world. So that should be interesting. It's just a pure, from what I've seen, snowboarding and paragliding, whatever that shit is. And yeah, it looks quite interesting. And that was it on Ubisoft's side. Nothing really special in the way of like big AAA releases. But yeah, give that a check. Now, next up, guys, Microsoft. Now, Microsoft had a bit more to talk about, obviously. Their big announcement was the Xbox One S, which is a slimmed down 4K version that'll be coming out, I think, by the end of the year. Don't quote me on that one. But that is coming out in the near future. As well as the Scorpio. And we'll talk about the Scorpio as well, because they're kind of related. The Scorpio, I assume, is an Xbox One. Like a really beefy, souped up Xbox One, but they haven't really made that clear. I don't think it's giving the next generation of consoles, but I could have been a bit clearer on what to expect from the Scorpio. But nonetheless, I'm actually quite excited. Like I said, I own an Xbox One. I use it, on occasion, but I think it's a good console. And yeah, the Neo's getting an update for PlayStation, so it's only suitable that they're going to come out with their own updates. So good on them. As far as games go, guys, Gears of War 4 had a new gameplay trailer. I think it looks what I know Gears of War to be. I've played the other three. I enjoy them. I like the story. It's about one night in the woods with 4 characters, and one of the main characters being Marcus Phoenix's son. I can't really say much about it. It's kind of more on what we've already seen from Gears of War in general. And not to knock on Gears of War, but yeah, it's very simplistic in gameplay. But people enjoy that, and I think it's a very solid cover-based shooter and one of the best of its kind. But yeah, give that a check. It looks quite interesting. Dead Rising 4 actually got announced with kind of a CG trailer and a gameplay mashup. Frank West is back from the original Dead Rising titles. Dead Rising 1, I should say. It's another thing. It's like Gears of War. It's more Dead Rising. It's just Dead Rising on the next generation. If you've played Dead Rising 3, you kind of know what to expect. A lot of zombies on screen, high body count, improvised weapons, stuff like that. It looks quite cool. My favourite Dead Rising was actually Dead Rising 1, so I'm excited to see Frank West back. Forza Horizon 3 got announced, and it's going to be set in Australia. I'm wrapped about that. I don't think many games are set in Australia. I think Australia offers kind of a wide range of kind of territories. Everyone thinks we fucking live in deserts with kangaroos in our backyard, but that's not the case. We have snowy mountains, we have desolate deserts, we have cities, all that kind of stuff. So it should make for an awesome racing game. That's it for Forza Horizon 3. Didn't really reveal much else in the way of mechanics. It still seems very similar. There's some new kind of vehicles, off-road vehicles and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all I can say about Forza Horizon 3. Tekken 7 also got announced. Tekken 7 looks more of the same Tekken, I should say. Has more of a cinematic feel to it. I think fights kind of take that route where you can maybe hit each other in different areas of the map. I don't know, some of the moves might have a more cinematic approach. I think the camera kind of shifts around. But then again, the trailer was half CG, half gameplay, what it seems, so it's hard to really tell where CG ends and where gameplay starts. That's kind of it from Xbox. I kind of didn't, I got a mixed vibe from Xbox, but yeah, that was all they had to offer in the way of really what stood out to me. Next up, guys, is Sony. Now, Sony, what can I say about Sony? Look, I'm not really a PlayStation fanboy, but I just think that Sony kind of own this shit every time. Every year they come around, they kind of just dominate this conference landscape. So, yeah, let's get started. God of War. Just God of War. They came out, they announced God of War, they showed a bloody 10-minute gameplay trailer. This shit looks fucking insane. Now, there's not much I can say. I won't speculate on it. All I can say is it looks like Kratos is back. The talk has been going around that it's in a different mythology, a Norse mythology instead of a Greek mythology. But Kratos is back. It seems like he has a son. He's teaching his son how to hunt. I don't really know how he'd possibly have a son, without going into other games. But yeah, it seems really kind of just random. But the gameplay seems fucking awesome. I was never a fan of the fixed camera fighting mechanic. I think it got a bit stale towards God of War 3, but this shit looks awesome. It's like Last of Us made a God of War kind of experience. Yeah, that's all I can say. Just fuse those two experiences together, and that's what this trailer looks like. But yeah, I'm really excited for God of War. It was called God of War, just God of War, not God of War 4, so it's got to be a reboot in some kind. Next up was Days Gone. Now, Days Gone is the new zombie game, I should say, from Studio Bend. Now, Studio Bend have been around for a while, but they've been dormant for a while. The last kind of notable experience was Uncharted Golden Abyss on the Vita, if anyone played that, but it was, worth your time. And they're a good studio, and I think that they're going to bring something, exciting to the PS4. The Last Guardian trailer, guys. Another one, it's been, 7 years now? I've been waiting for this. Personally, the hype's died down for me. I've just too far gone. Too far gone. I think, it's coming out this year, the 25th of October to be exact. And yeah, what it is what it is. I can't really say much more on, The Last Guardian that hasn't been said. Horizon Zero Dawn gameplay got released, so some more of that. Similar to the first trailer that we saw. It's, from everyone that I watched it with, we're getting a lot of Far Cry vibes, I think. But something different, something fresh, a new take on third world action with this kind of Stone Age technology fusion. I think it looks something cool. That's all I can say about that. Detroit Become Human. Now, this new trailer got revealed. It's a new character, a new kind of twist on a story that we thought we were going to get. But once again, kind of like, David Cage's games before it, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, showing that how we can make different choices to affect the story of the game. I can't really say much more about that one. Give that, that trailer a watch. It's actually quite interesting. Another big announcement, guys, Resident Evil 7, and it seems to be going back to its horror roots. Now, a couple of friends and I, we played that demo that got released on the PlayStation Store, and it's underwhelming, to say, the most, I guess, but it looks like Resident Evil's kind of taking that, real horror kind of aspect, and they're going back to their roots, I should say. Crash Bandicoot's back. That's another big one. Crash got announced, not really a new game, but the first 3 games, Crash 1, Crash 2, and Crash Warped, they're making a return, pretty much remastered with PS4 graphics. Just the most I can say about that one. And Crash is coming to Skylanders, if anyone's interested in that. I'm not really a big Skylanders fan, but it's good to see that the first 3 games are getting some kind of remake and recognition, even though Activision won't give up the rights to Sony, but that's a different story altogether. A new Spider-Man trailer got revealed. I don't know if this is an exclusive. I think it is, considering Sony has the rights to Spider-Man. But this looks cool. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, and I'm looking forward to playing this one here. Now, the kind of biggest one here, I think everyone's kind of excited about, is Kojima. Now, Kojima came onto the stage and revealed his new game. It's called Death Stranding. Now, I can't even tell you what it's about. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen, but that's Kojima for you. Give the trailer a watch. Norman Reedus is back with Kojima, the guy from the Silent Hills trailer. They got, cancelled, unfortunately, but he's back with Kojima, and they're going to bring something exciting to the mix. I know they will. That's it from Sony. A lot of games from Sony, and back to back. They did enforce the VR. A lot of these games are VR compatible, but I won't really get into that anyway. They kind of really didn't touch on VR, as a massive platform. They did give it a release date. I can't remember the release date, to be honest, but I'll put in a caption somewhere here. Good on you guys, Sony. You know how to really make a conference. It was exciting to say the least. Now, finally, Nintendo came through with their little Treehouse event. Now, it's nothing kind of special. They didn't really have much to reveal this year. The only kind of 2 games that I took note of were Pokemon Sun and Moon. Gameplay looks kind of fresh. It's still Pokemon. If you enjoy Pokemon, you can't go wrong. But the biggest one that they kind of showed us was Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Now, Zelda has had a legacy as far as Nintendo goes. And this, to me, and I dare say, this feels like Ocarina of Time 2. Like, it looks good. It's open world, I just got that Ocarina of Time vibe. I kind of can't say anything more about it, but check out that gameplay trailer, guys. It's actually really cool. Now, that will be a Wii U and NX game, so if you have a Wii U, you're not done just yet. I'd say look forward to that one if you're a Nintendo fan. Anyway, guys, that's it. Sorry I didn't take up, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I wanted to run through the whole entire, E3 conferences in one video. I know it's a bit long, a bit of a stretch, but if you want to check out everything there is, from E3, this is the video I hope that you can look at. But that's it to say the least, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and once again, I'll see you soon on Chunky's Reviews.